Tempered optimism as Hong Kong records no COVID-19 infections for the first time in 11 days. Welfare Chief digs in his heels as he rejects calls for an unemployment subsidy scheme. And virus resurgence reveals the fragility of European countries that thought the worst was over.
Hello and thanks for joining us here on TVB News. Hong Kong reported no local COVID-19 infections today, the first time in 11 days. That's raising hopes of a further relaxation of social distancing measures. But a desperate tourism sector wants authorities to ease the public gathering ban, claiming the survival of the industry is at stake. Hailey reports.
Hong Kong reported no locally acquired COVID-19 case today, the first time in 11 days, and only one imported case. The person is a member of a cargo plane crew that arrived on Thursday from Bahrain. The 48-year-old tested positive at the airport but started showing symptoms from Monday. 2 people who were on the same plane have been put under quarantine. Despite signs the epidemic is coming under control, an infectious disease expert says it's still too early to relax social distancing measures.
We have to be very cautious in the subsequent 1 to 2 weeks' time because we need to closely monitor whether there's still some local cases. If not, then I will consider the third wave of our community outbreak comes to an end.
That couldn't come soon enough for Hong Kong's tourism industry. It's desperate to get back to business. In particular, industry wants to see restrictions on public gatherings relaxed so tour buses can accommodate more than 4 people. The president of the Hong Kong Travel Agent Owners Association says they need at least 20 people per bus to see a profit.
Comparing our people to take up the public bus, so many people stand up with the mask, standing up face to face, still okay. Why not allow? Well, cannot allow, and that will not be so risky.
Ip says he's received a positive response from government officials on this. But health experts like Zhang says authorities must wait until silent transmission chains in the community completely disappear.
I do think that the public gathering ban can have some room for further relaxations. If we do have 0 local cases in the coming 1 to 2 weeks' time. So I think this is something that we can consider.
Hailey, TVB News.
Mobile COVID-19 testing labs at Sun Yat-sen Memorial Park Sports Center have been dismantled.
The temporary structures won't be needed anytime soon, but as Dongyao explains, they could be used again in the future.
The air-inflated labs had processed more than 1.7 million samples for Hong Kong's mass COVID-19 testing program. Today, they were dismantled as the city's 3rd wave of infections eases. Sunrise Diagnostic Center, the mainland Hong Kong joint venture in charge of the scheme's laboratory screening, says the 16 dismantled labs will be stored in their warehouse. But they will be deployed again in the event of another virus resurgence.
50日內，即係8月6號。
Anthony Wu, chairman of the Sunrise Diagnostic Center, said the labs were a key part of a historic mission during the 50 days they were in use. He says they could be up and running again within a week if the city sees a 4th wave of epidemic or other mass testing needs. Wu says all testing facilities will be removed from the Sun Yat-sen Memorial Park Sports Center today. The center will also complete disinfections today, but it's up to the LCSD to decide when to reopen it. As for operation costs, the final bill is still being tallied and will be sent to the central government. The city is speeding its launch of the cross-border health code system and travel bubbles with foreign regions, both of which require citywide mass testing capability. Currently, air passengers arriving in Hong Kong must wait hours or even days for their COVID-19 testing results. The Sunrise Diagnostic Center, which is also handling part of the city's COVID testing for high-risk groups, says it can now process 90,000 specimens a day. If necessary, Wu says they can boost testing capacity for faster test results when more travel is allowed. But he says there is still a possibility of seeking mainland's help again if there is a lack of manpower. Dongyao, TVB News.